Start with that just for the sake of it. And we're definitely going with the sword. Simply because we're going to be wanting to use a shield for this. So
it seems you too are hasty. Here is our evidence of your eagerness to leap into difficulties you cannot face. You must know yourself, hone yourself, sharpen your wits and your sword against the challenges ahead.
The bitter taste of blood is the first indicator that you're still alive. Blind and disoriented, you make out a voice calling for you. Hear strong hands shake you upright. Your vision steadies and Corbjorn's somber face swims into view. Ask what happened. He gestures for you to be quiet. He presses his back up against a boulder beside you and grimaces, holding his side. As your head clears, a booming voice echoes out from deep in the foggy marsh. Oh, where have you crawled, gasted mice? Let your insides be gut and bones be crunched. Here around the rock and from the mist steps an ogre, 3 times as tall as a man and with a lumpen, vicious face. His one good eye darts about wildly as he surveys the area, hunting for something. The ogre grunts and scoops up a broken, shining trinket from the ground, splashed red with blood. Ruined with your dirty blood, wretched cut purses, riven in 2, his great hideous face turns red. If thou listen, hear, I will find the twin, and then I will eat thine eyes. The ogre lifts his club and smashes a tree trunk in anger. The tree creaks and crashes to the ground as Draknar the ogre turns and disappears back into the mist. Corbjorn grimaces as he holds his side, attempting to hide the severity of his injuries. Here, you are injured, eat. He throws you a medicinal herb bun. Weak to your bones, you gratefully take a bite. And the bread turns to ash in your mouth. Consume one food, food does not heal. With a sinking realization, you pull the other half of the ogre's trinket from your pack. Sure enough, you feel a wrongness emanating from it. Stab of hunger hits your stomach. There is only one thing for it. You must steal back the other half from the ogre that almost killed you. The closest town is Drapier, Corbjorn whispers hoarsely. We cannot hope to defeat an ogre now. Summoning your remaining strength, you lift yourself to your feet and stagger to town. Another one greets you at the door to Yvonne's cottage. She curtly introduces herself as Yvonne's sister, Yvette. Yvonne and her baby are nowhere in sight. She too offers you beef pie and potatoes, sprinkling some sunshine flour over it. Brings out the flavour, you know. You bite into the pie, the seeds of the sunshine burst sweetly in your mouth as you chew. Then you see it, your hands wrinkling before your eyes. Oof. Yvette laughs. Fool, that will teach you to befriend my awful sister. Before you can do anything, she pushes you from the cottage and locks the door. You see the sign in front of the waterfall. Waterfall of youth, very dangerous, stay clear. Step in the water. That one. Squinting, you see that the pool behind the waterfall is more tranquil than the roaring river. You wade across and duck beneath the waterfall. As you slip into the tranquil waters, your wrinkled hands smooth, surrounded by the delicate yellow sunshine flowers, you feel at peace. Until you were startled by the sudden cry of an infant. Tucked away in the dim, wet cave, you find a baby. It lies calmly in a simple wicker basket. Around its neck hangs Yvonne's amulet. The baby smiles gummily and sucks on the edge of the artifact. Piecing it together, you pluck a sprig of sunshine flowers and drop a few petals into the child's gurgling mouth. The baby begins to magically mature. Before you know it, a frazzled and fully grown Yvonne clambers out of the basket, wrapping the lemons around her for modesty. Yvette was so much nicer as a baby. Thank you. I don't think she intended to leave me here forever, maybe just overnight. The water of youth cannot be taken from these grounds without losing its magic, unless it's in a citrine vial. Return to me later and I'll have one prepared for you.
A reward well earned.
I do love those two.
Healing in a place like this always carries a price.
There we go.
I admire that you have other skills beyond violence. Yet, if there's one thing that the usurper has taught me, it's that violence can sometimes answer questions that otherwise have none.
Your day's travel is slow and long. The sun rays now gone, a chill fills the marshlands. To avoid the swelling bogs, you press on to higher ground, and happen upon an old road through the marshlands. To the left, you see a group of cloaked thieves blocking the road. The dealer reveals the next green monster card on the deck. To the right, you make out a group of Empire brigands taking shelter by the side of the road. Empire brigands, let's go.
Together we will push them back. Death itself defeats us.
Okay, I really need to pay more attention and not take hits. I don't need to. In a map where I don't regain health. With the brigands defeated, you notice they were guarding some equipment hidden off the path in the mire. You slide down the bank to the treasure. Oh, thank fuck.
Victory. You are learning.
Marksman's Bane. Cool. Yeah, why not? Collect your prize and continue on your journey. Yay, journey! Hold up.
Gather yourself before you travel further.
Okay, use an artifact. Use an artifact. Fuck with my face. I mean, evidently it works to some extent. Finish trading. Break camp. There we go.
You must be ready for whatever will come. The usurper will give us no warning.
A rustle in the reeds is all the warning you get that your life is in grave
Your
danger.
artifact is empty now
Oh, no!
and will be of little use to you here.
And I just realized I could have said, oh no, my healing, it's broken. Womp womp. None so hated by the infantry as marksmen. Small wonder this weapon is prized by them. There we go. No damage either. Easy, man. With the thugs subdued, you search for supplies. Wow, that's a... wow. I'll take that food.
Push forward towards your final confrontation.
Continue on.
Too many words obscure the actual truth of the matter. Sometimes simple actions tell all.
Approaching Drapier's gates, you notice a woman of enormous stature dressed in a blue tunic and leather apron. 3 smithing hammers hang from her waist. The woman rushes forward and embraces you, burying you in her chest. "The gods be praised," she cries. "I thought you'd surely be dead." She releases you and looks you up and down. "Look at you," she says before you get a word in. "That foul beast didn't hold back now, did it?" She rips around to face your companion. "Corbion," she bellows. "I thought I told you to keep her out of trouble. I warned you about Draknar, and look what's happened. You should know better than to steal from an ogre." Corbion wanders past the fuming woman and down to the river to fish in peace. Ask who she is. "I'm Adrienne, the daughter's blacksmith," she says, surprised. "We met at the Black Ale pub the night before you set off to steal the Dressier's charm. I almost broke your wrist arm wrestling, remember?" Dressier's charm. She pokes at the broken ornament gingerly. "Forgive me if I don't take it. The curse of the Edisier's charm only affects the wielder. If it makes you feel any better, the ogre is probably starving now too. From the looks of the silver, from the silverwork, this is an old relic indeed." Ask about the ogre. "Draknar," she says, or Draknar the Mighty, as he is known, has lived in these parts for an age. "Many have tried to fell the beast before you two misfits, that's for sure," she explains, "but few live to tell their tale. The ogre is notorious for ambushing travelers and traders alike. Not even Empire soldiers are safe in these parts. Accumulated a wealth of treasures plucked from his victims, including that cursed relic you have now." Continue! Adrienne shakes her head. "One blow from Draknar's club would crush you. You won't survive it unless you get a good set of armor on you. Listen, I help run a traveling forge. It's currently headed here." Right there? There? "Come see us. We'll sort you out with some good and proper armor." Piece of Edisier's charm weighs heavily in your pack. You wish to fling it into the mire, but some strange magic stays your hand. The poor weather slows your day's journey. To avoid the... this one. We'll fight the bandits, fuck it. YOLO! Oh, scratch. Damn it. I actually missed the timing on that one. There we go. Yeah, I blocked slightly too early. With the thieves subdued, you notice their stash of treasures hanging precariously from a tree. Okay, no, that's fine. Dark Thirst, I take it back.
Friends in high places will take you far these days.
If only I had the money! Sad Panda! At the very least, that is the next one I'll draw. But still. Sad Panda! Because, yeah, Bastion is probably the greatest source of armor from a shield that I can get at the moment. Because, yeah, you know, I'm already getting 8 from my armor. I don't have a helmet, and my shield's iffy at best. We'll go with iffy at best. With the raiders defeated, you search. Lord! Watchtower. Good long way around. Oof. If. Rear forward. Continue on.
Perhaps you can gain the tools you need for the road ahead.
Column of smoke and the clang of metal are the first signs that you're in the right place. As you round the bend, you see the forge outside the gates to Blackwater. You spy your new acquaintance, Adrienne, assisting a blacksmith on the bellows. Ah, there you are, she says with a smile. She removes her gloves to wipe her brow. These are the two I was telling you about, Anders, she says to the blacksmith. I almost broke this one's wrist in an arm wrestle. So I hear you're out to fight an ogre, the blacksmith says. My specialty is improving armor and helmets and the like. I must admit, it's normally only horseshoes and farming equipment I mend these days, so it may take a while. I assure you, it will be well worth your time. Definitely suit of armor, yes. Upgrade my leather. You hand the smith your armor and he begins to examine the item thoroughly, inspecting every joint and seam. Yes, I can certainly improve this, but it will take several days. I'm heading to Cottonmore. Meet me there and the job will be done. Oh, if you bring another item to me there, I'll see if I can improve that one as well. You thank Anders and continue on your journey.
Good luck
no, this
taking
one.
this token from me.
That one. Easy. Yeah, you need to get a huge success on that. Then you have to do a fucking dice gambit. Oh yeah, more Maya stuff. Yep. Well, I think this is an easy Empire Brigands because I have a sword that is specifically built to murdering fucking ranged units.
I wish you no harm, yet we will do what we must.
Gabby! For the bear! And there we go. Which I really should have been reflecting those shots, but I didn't. Okay, this one's not too bad. 5-5. It's when your score comes from everything being 3 that you have to be a little, Yes! Easy. 15. There we go. The winter... Oh, sorry. Swamplands. Ooh. We'll re-roll this and we'll throw Old Mate under the bus if we have to. Okay, we don't. Excellent. Okay. There we go, King's Road, continue on. So now I'll get the upgraded leather and I can give him the Bastion, and so he can upgrade this. Anders greets you with a smile. Ah, there you are, we were just about to leave. You must be wanting this. So yeah, you'll notice that went from 8 to 18. So, it's a sizable amount of the armor we need. Smith's workmanship is exemplary. The armor feels stronger than it once was, yet its weight remains unchanged. Upgrade a shield. Bastion of Purity. Yes. Hand the smith your shield and he begins to examine... Examining? Okay, I think they messed up slightly there, but anyway, he begins to examine the item thoroughly, inspecting every joint and seam. Yep, blah, 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 blah. Because yeah, this is where I need to actually find a helmet.
Now have the resources to field their own combatants.
You feel a firm pair of hands grip you around the shoulders and yank you into a nearby alley. The biggest goblin you've ever seen lurks in the shadows. Balancing on top of his top hat is a helm of obvious arcane power. He touches the brim in acknowledgement. I heard you helped my father while he was in a bit of a scrape. He gestures behind him and a smaller goblin steps sheepishly into the light. It gives you a little wave of recognition. Now, what he gave you wasn't his to give. I don't blame him, but I have to ask you to return what he paid, plus a little extra for our inconvenience. You feel a sudden lightness in your haversack. The goblins bound out of the alley, whooping and cackling. Pursue your muggers into the courtyard and counter their backup. As the goblins brandish their weapons, you grab whatever is closest to hand and make your attack. This is not going to end well.
Your artifact is empty now,
at
and
all.
will be of little use to you.
At all. Just don't get hit, boy. Goblins, they pour from their undercities, a tide of mischief and terror. Tricky and unpredictable fighters, goblins are vulnerable to riposte. Attack them before they finish drinking or deal with the consequence. Oh no, I remember these guys now. You'll be fine, probably, maybe, sort of. Okay, you'll be fine. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I'm okay with you escaping, just leave me! Oh my god, leave, please! Oh no! I'm taking far too much time. Oh my god. It's been a while since I've done more than the Goblin Thief encounter. Yeah, so they stole my food off me, which is really, really fucking bad, because I've literally got a single step, and I don't think this gives me food. And I don't have gold to buy more. Yep, death by starvation!
So hunger gnaws at us once more and leaves us dead and unfulfilled.
Oh yeah, the Waterfall of Youth and the Old Maiden.
Think. Do not continue to fail me. I have need of your greatest efforts.
Oh god. Market Thief and bugger off. Watchtower can go away. That can stay there, that can stay there. That's fine. That can be added in. Okay, filters, resources, gold. Maybe the Alchemist? Yeah, fuck it. We'll add the Alchemist in, why not? Gamble. Switch this over to food as well. Ambush. Equipment. I'll just leave it as it is for an equipment. Okay! Let's go game!
This last century has been, for me, a blessed relief. You have pulled me away from eternity, and in the process, I have lost something fundamental.
At least I don't have to read through everything again. I've at least got that going for me. Because there is actually a lot of reading for this one. As seen by the amount of fucking text I skipped over just then.
There are no innocents in battle. For the bear.
Alright. Oh god. All them bones. There we go.
You lack prominence to use this weapon. Gain more fame.
Rude. You return to Yvette and Yvonne's cottage. Fuck. Yvette greets you at the door. Baby Yvonne is cooing quietly on a blanket on the floor. Once again, Yvette offers you a meal of beef pies and potatoes. It would be rude to refuse. Oh no. Baby Yvonne crawls under the dining table, babbling sweetly to herself as you take your leave. That's the way further on. I think you'll... Eesh. Okay, there we go. I've been ambushed! That's up, drop. Oh. I was not actually expecting him to do that.